This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where you bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today, I want to look at the parameters of the attorney-client privilege in an investigation. Here are when the attorney-client privilege applies, at least when the following are present. Number one, a client is seeking legal advice or a lawyer's services. Number two, the person to whom the communication is made is a lawyer or his or her representative. Number three, the communication relates to a fact disclosed from a client to a lawyer. Number four, strangers are not present. And number five, a client requires confidentiality. This is contrasted with the attorney work product privilege, and the attorney work product privilege are often asserted interchangeably. While there is some overlap between the two, the attorney-client privilege is significantly different than the attorney work product privilege. The attorney work product privilege says that a lawyer's work product and thoughts are protected, as opposed to any information they may give to a client or services, or rather advice they may receive, they may give to a client. The attorney-client privilege can be waived by the client. While there's a general recognition that only an agent or of a corporation may waive the privilege, the most frequently encountered instances of losing the privilege through selective disclosures are responding to government investigations, applying information to a government agency, disclosing the information in SEC or other required filings. For an attorney-client to be of any use to you, certain hard work must be done to establish this. And this is an area that I think many compliance professionals struggle with, because what's the attorney-client privilege and how does that relate to an internal investigation? First, the DOJ has made clear two things. Number one, they will not ask companies to waive the attorney-client privilege, but they expect that facts are not covered by the attorney-client privilege. So any fact you unearth in an investigation is going to need to be turned over to the government. Now, advice that your lawyers may give to you may not be turned over to the government, at least is protected from the attorney-client privilege, and a lawyer's thoughts, impressions, and work product are protected under the attorney work product doctrine. So remember these two. This month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program, or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be Short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.